I have this theory that we are most in control of our moves when we are in the neutral spot in front of us, which is achieved by doing this. If you take your fingers, your thumbs like this and your index fingers like this, and then you put your hands, your arms, so that they're at a 90-degree angle and you rest them up against yourself. That point right here at the tip of the triangle is where your hands should want to be if you want to have the optimal control. Now that may or may not be true, but it's my theory that most people have really good control in that, like around that place. Right now, when you're doing your underhand weave, your hands are out here as opposed to here. So pulling them in might be one thing that would be helpful. Another thing that might be helpful, and then another piece of it is, I would try and do the following, where you get into the move, even if it's out here, and then even if it's wide, and by wide I mean wide like this, as opposed to more tight like this. Even if it's wide, get it tighter, get it tighter, pull it in. So you tighten it and then you pull it in and then close your eyes and try and feel into it. And then what might help you get it a little bit better is if you do this little sway thing back and forth to get it to go from one side to the other. It may not help. This is, it completely depends on the person, but this might be able to help you get a little bit more control down here. In this particular move, try not standing in the T stance and stand side, because we're not turning, just stand there. And then try, like when the poi are going to the right side, like open to the right, bringing your right hip back. Right, so if it's going to the right side, bring your right hip back. If it's going to the left side, bring your left hip back. And try that and see if that helps you get any more control of it. I don't think that this twisting thing works well from the T stance because it's harder to get to the other side. So right now I see a little bit of that ski jumper syndrome where you're sort of falling forward like this. What you can do to help with that is lift your toes, which will force you to stand on your heels, but then bring your hands down and in. I think the combination of those things might be helpful over time. So even if you start off like what you were doing where you had the downhill thing going and your hands are out here, trying to lift your toes and then trying to lower your hands. Part of it is your hands are out, but part of it is your hands are up. Trying to get them down and in can be helpful to getting more control. And breathe. It sounds like a ridiculous thing to say to remind you to breathe, but I think we contract when we are trying to learn something, and in the holding of the breath, I think we're keeping tension in the body, which doesn't allow it to flow as much, which doesn't allow the move to flow as much.